What is up, all you beautiful people? Welcome back to part 2 of the Canopy Fit Out. Make sure to go check out the first half of this video if you haven't already. Otherwise, stick around and we'll jump straight back into where we left off. This also is not a how-to. This is just what I've done to fit out my canopy, and hopefully you can learn from some of my mistakes if you go down a similar road to doing it. So, now that's all said, enjoy. It's been a while since I've had a chance to work on this, but we're back on this weekend, so I've done a few things since I think last time we were in. I just cut these in, the fridge dividing wall and the back. I've got it as sort of as tight as I can because I want this drawer as wide as I can for my table. I've been down to local hardware, well, Bunnings for me, but I went down to Bunnings and ordered some drawer slides. So I've got some 1500 long drawer slides, some absolute stonkers that I'm going to go, it's basically 1600 the inside of this, so it'll be 100mm from that side or this side, depending on how we go. But the idea is that table is going to come all the way out to here somewhere, nice big long table. The other thing too is, I'll give you a look, is I've cut, that was the template, but I've cut these now, so I don't know how well that'll come up on camera, but just hides that, you know, those ugly bolts like you can see on that side, and I think that looks rather clean once it's all covered in carpet. Other than that, I'm going to start framing up for the table, I guess. So I've got to cut down some pine on the table saw. So we get 2 rails going for the slides to screw into, and then I'll put probably a bit of ply over the top, I think, just to keep it all enclosed and try and keep the slides clean. And then from there I can start doing my drawers, which is exciting. Alright, another update. I've been mucking around a fair bit trying to figure out what I want to do, but so I've got the table floor in, that makes any sense, so the table will be under here and come out, and then this is where the drawers, this set of drawers is going to start. So I'm going to router in my 2 slots for where I'm going to do with the drawers. Now, this is the exciting bit. Where can I sit here? Sit up here. Alright, so I don't want drawer runners, even though I'm getting those for the table. I don't want them for the drawers because you lose sort of 20mm per side. So 40mm on a drawer, losing space. I mean, there isn't much space in this canopy. I did get a small canopy for a reason. So I wanted to run Teflon. Now, the reason I want to run Teflon is doing heaps of research, as you do with something like this. There's a company called Drifter. Saw their stuff, really liked it, and it was pretty much how I was going to build mine without knowing that they did theirs. So I looked through a lot of their sort of stuff and sort of picked and chose a couple ideas from them, and then some other stuff I found on the internet. But I love the idea of the Teflon sliders, just the fact that it's being like 2 bits of plastic rubbing against each other. 1, it's bushproof. 2, there's like no maintenance, maybe a bit of silicone spray or, you know, graphite powder or something on it. But it's dead simple. You don't lose any space. You can put a bigger drawer in. But that gets to the dilemma of getting Teflon. Now, I was going to go to BCF and you can get like boat skids, which is Teflon. However, it's like, I think they sell them in a 1.5 metre length, and it's about $35 for one of those lengths. And I was like, that's a fair bit. Like, sort of, I don't know, 100, $150 of Teflon just to do my canopy. So I was talking to the old man, he works for the council, and he got me some bins. Now, I can't remember what the bins are made out of, some sort of polymer stuff, but I cut them into 15mm strips, and they're really, like, I'm pushing as hard as I can, and they do still slide. So we're going to try these, and the idea is to like router in one, so recess a bottom one in, so it sits a little bit lower than the floor, and then the one on the drawer will sort of slot in and locate, and I'll have it just so the drawer's sitting off the floor by like a mil or 2, so then it's just sitting on these sliders. The only friction is going to be on these sliders. So I think we'll try that. and we'll see how we go. So I'll router out those 2 slots now and I'll install some of these. So I changed this last night. I figured I was losing a fair bit of space by having that to the ceiling, and then I'm able to, just store stuff up here. I've got a little lip on it, sort of like a 50mm lip. The other idea is too, is once I get, because I'm going to buy like a travel buddy oven, I can put that here and the little door open here can hide all the cables along this edge. I've also cut up the sides of the boxing in for the drawers, so they're all cut. I've run out of ply at the moment, so I can't do too much more, but I've made sort of half the boxes, so I need to go pick up some more screws to fix in my little slides, but I'll give you a look at this box. So this is what I was doing with the plastic, that whatever sort of poly it is. But yeah, just pretty much straight little strips sitting on top of each other. I put them in there yesterday and just pushed each other as hard as I could and tried sliding the level over them, and it moved pretty good. So we'll see if these don't work. If they don't work, I mean, it cost me nothing, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll chuck another one on here, and I've also got a bit of Sikaflex on, plastic, just seeing if that helps pull them down a little bit. So we'll try that, see how that goes. I might need to move a little bit. So I struggled with the drawers a little bit because they were rubbing on the routed bit. So what I did is I just took the screws out, and because I Sikaflexed them, sat them back in there and then just slid them so they were clear of each other. And I just got to wait for the Sikaflex to dry so that I can put the screws back in. I've also just framed up the other drawer section and where the battery's going. So if that gives you an idea, so it's a nice big deep drawer here, and then just the battery going there. I figured it'd be better, that's a good size going in there. I can put sort of whatever size battery I want. Another crappy day here in Melbourne. A fair bit has changed since last time. I finally got some ply. I haven't had a chance to work on this thing for a whole week. This is the old false floor that was in there. I pulled that out because the space that was here was like 60mm and it was wasted. So I've also cut my drawers down to 500mm external. So now I've got sort of 150, 140mm gap here, which I can put my fishing rods and my levels and longer items like my axe and just other stuff I can just tuck in there, which will be great. And then my whole 12-volt panel is sort of too small, so I'll give you a look. So the idea was for it to go on this square, and I didn't think my fridge was going to take up this much room either. It's supposed to be a lot longer, but that's alright, we can work with this. So by the time I get like my charger, my inverter, and all my other stuff going on here, it's not going to fit. So I'm probably going to have to move it to either inside the fridge section or on the back of one of these walls here. But we will see. Preferably this side, which is closer to the battery. It'd just be easier to run wires because it'll be just literally through the wall. However, we will see how we go and we'll make it work. Just put in my slide inlays, I'm going to call them. Just screwed them in and glued them in. I'm using some the smallest screws I could find, which are a 4 gauge by 12mm. And they stick through a little bit, so I'll flip it over and I'll just sand them flush on the bottom, but they're only sticking through like 1/2 mil sort of thing. So just done this one. I've still got to cut the ends, and then I'll do this one. Pretty much finished these two drawers. As you can see, I've got it, I think it was about 3 or 4 mil lower than the top, so there's no way the drawer's going to rub on the roof. And I did that afterwards, so these were actually sitting a little bit proud, and then once I sort of got all of it finished, I cut them on the table saw. I just ripped them all the way around to that height. Just sanded the sides a bit just because they were a little bit tight, but now they're working really good. I'll show you. Slide pretty good. So I'll just fix up the other one, and then I'll probably cut my top on and get that ready to go, and then I'll paint everything that's not getting carpeted. So pretty much I'll paint full external of this, all of in there. I'll paint all in here too. I don't think that needs carpet on this bit. I've got this drawer in. I've changed my mind how I'm going to do the slides. I was originally going to router it into the floor. However, I didn't want the idea of having a big trench the whole way out, so I scrapped that. That means I could have gone lower with the floor in hindsight, but it's not too bad. So I've just added some little 70mm strips down my packers. They're just sitting in there getting glued, waiting for the glue to go off so I can screw it. Now I'm going to do the cover piece for the other side. Use the cover piece here, and out of that cover piece I'm going to cut the front of this drawer, and then I'll cut the front of this table. So I think the idea is I'm going to put it on the table saw and then wind the blade up through the board and then cut it and see how that works. If that doesn't work, we'll see how we go. I'll tell you guys. But the other thing too is I put the lids on here, just a finger hole, and that's it, 2 lids. So then, you know, one on each side, just so I haven't got a huge stinking lid. And that'll work well. I've got a nice big space. I can actually reach in there now, which is awesome. That did work really well, winding up the table saw blade. However, because it's a curved blade and you see the top and it cuts deeper on underneath, cut through a little bit here and there. And the other thing I did too wrong was I cut on the wrong side of my line. I'd like to have the front of the drawer the full width. I'm just 3mm off, but that's alright. At least it's not a big piece, so I can always cut another one. I've got plenty of leftovers. Another attempt, and see if we can't get it right this next time. But yeah, I'll give you a quick look actually with this one on. It's tight to draw, which is good, that's what I want. However, this line here should be, you know, that way and back. Same with that one, that way and back. But the top was good. Yeah, top was good. And the bottom was good. It's just the sides are mucked up. So, other than that, that's sort of the idea. And then the drawer doesn't pull out because it clips there. And then be a strip across the bottom. I'll probably have that whole piece come out for that table. So I've finished all of the timber work. all the drawers, all the covers on, all the handles installed. I'm currently just painting up this side's one, but these are done, the tops are done, everything's finished. I haven't got the runners for the table yet, so when I get those, I'll put them in the next video. But other than that, that's going to wrap us up for this whole build, I guess, on the drawers. So next video I'll do painting and carpeting, and that will be literally this thing done, and then hopefully on the car. So thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.